I should have got out at Reading. By the time I woke up, the train was pulling into Paddington.
And you missed your last train home?
10:42, Waterloo.
No bus?
Victoria Coach Station, 9:15.
Couldn't you have got a minicab?
That's 23 miles. Cheaper to stay overnight.
If we go one floor up, I can do you a double, cost you an extra £1.
No, this is fine. Fine.
It's interior sprung, so you'll sleep okay.
Oh, good.
And breakfast at 8.
Thanks. Oh, listen, can I get something now, do you think?
Well, I can do some sandwiches and a glass of beer.
Couldn't be better.
All you have to do is ask.
That's not the first one of those you poured, is it?
No, you're the last. So, you followed them to Malvern. Then what?
You want to know it all, don't you?
Yes, of course I do.
Well, I know what hotel they're staying at. All I need now is a room number.
So you hand in a note for him at reception and you see what pigeonhole it goes into.
I can't tell you much, can I? Cheers.
Cheers. Slug?
Sorry to bother you.
No trouble.
Do you have any 5-penny pieces?
I'll look in my bag.
Hang on, I might have some. Yes, I have. How many do you want?
3, if you have them.
3 enough, I've got 4.
Oh, 3 will be fine. I just want to call home, let them know I'm all in one piece.
If it was me, I'd reverse the charges.
Thank you.
Breakfast at 8.
Oh, thanks. Could you give me a call?
7:30?
Fine.
Good night.
Hey, what's the matter with that girl? What's the matter with me?
Why? What do you mean?
Well, 5-penny pieces. They don't fit the phone box, not anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I expect she'll be down again in a minute.
Is she a resident or bird of passage?
One-nighter. Aren't they all?
Do you mind if I take this upstairs? I'm feeling a bit tired.
No, of course not. I'll see you at breakfast then.
Yeah, no.
Sleep tight.
Train fare, overnight hotel, snack on train. Extra fare, Paddington Reading. Yeah, hang on.
Oh, you were bright and early?
Yeah, I've got to get back and open the shop.
Well, I brought you a cup of tea to help you on your way.
Oh, thanks very much.
Mr. Marker. Mr. Marker.
Huh?
Mr. Marker.
What's up? What's the matter?
I can't get an answer, and I think I can smell gas.
Oh, there's gas all right. Now, who's in there?
That young girl.
Hold up. Shut that door and get an ambulance. Hurry up, get an ambulance.
Tampering with the evidence?
Who?
CID, Detective Sergeant Collin. You're Marker.
Yeah, Mr. Marker.
You found the body?
That's right. Is she dead?
Not that I've heard.
Oh, good.
Handy, you knowing mouth to mouth.
Yes, very.
What do you do, Mr. Marker?
I'm an inquiry agent.
No. Well, I never. Not next Jack, are you?
No.
Member of the association?
No.
I see. One of those. So what brings you here? Don't say bus, please.
A job?
Concerning this girl.
No.
I may have to know.
I may have to tell you.
You'd never seen it before?
Not before last night.
No note.
No, apparently not.
Bit unusual, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Couldn't
very.
just have slipped into your pocket, could it?
It could, but it didn't.
Save everyone a lot of aggro. For attempted suicide, read accident, grateful father, buys you off, yes?
No.
And you're sure you didn't know her? That you weren't following her?
Look, Mrs. What's her name? The hotel proprietress called me.
And you came!
And I came.
The age of chivalry is not dead. All right, but stick around, Mr. Barker.
How long?
What do you mean, how long?
Well, it costs money.
Put it on your expenses.
My case is finished.
So you won't have to pay so much surtax this year.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there was anybody in here.
That's all right.
Thanks for the loan of the paper.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Yes, all right. Thanks. Right.
Sad, isn't it?
What's that?
To want to end it all at that age.
Ah, yes, if that's what she did want.
What do you mean?
Well, she put in an early morning call, didn't she?
Oh, yes. Oh, but maybe when she asked for the call, she hadn't decided to kill herself. Not finally decided, I mean.
But she already had the 5-penny pieces by then.
Yes. So you think that she asked for the call just to make sure that somebody found her?
Something like that.
I suppose it could have been an accident.
Probably I had to dance stuff at the bottom of the door.
Well, the room is drafty.
I guess so's mine, but still.
Well, it is possible.
Now, parasuicide, that's what they call it. What they used to call attempted suicide. But if you didn't really mean it, it can't rightly be called attempted, can it?
So what was she trying to do?
Oh, feeling sorry for herself, getting back at someone, crying for help, pay your money, take your choice.
Pretty risky.
Not to be recommended. Though, any next of kin?
The police have sent for somebody.
Ah, yes. It looks as if I might be needing the room for another night.
Oh, well, it's an ill wind.
Come in.
Mr. Marker?
Huh?
My name is Arthur Wellard.
Oh, hello.
I came to thank you for what you did for my Jenny.
Oh, nothing. No.
But for you, I don't know where she'd be right now.
Have you seen her?
I have. I just come from the hospital.
How is she?
Muzzy, I think she's full of drugs, but they say she's going to be all right.
Oh, well, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Ah, certainly is. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, come in. Come in. Drag up a chair. The chair.
Mr. Marker, do you know Wiltshire at all?
Well, no, I can't say I actually know it.
I have a place near Amesbury. Over 300 acres, mixed farming.
Ah.
Lovely house. Grand walking country. I can't think of anything the girl could want for.
Ah, well,
She has her own bank account. I'm not an ungenerous man.
no, I'm sure.
She's free to come and go. I don't ask questions.
Not much point these days, is there?
She has a car of her own. Little red Spitfire. We're comfortable enough. I can't understand how she should want to do a dreadful thing like that.
Well, you know who to ask.
I can't. I'd rather not.
And why's that?
Well, see, for me to probe, well, it would destroy something, you know. It would be destructive, you understand?
Well, no, not really. Are you sure you're not making more of this than you need to?
Look, Mr. Marker, I'm told you're a private investigator.
That's right, Judge.
Well, I'd like you to find out.
What's there to find out?
Well, what went wrong? The whys and the wherefores. You can be professional about it, you know, detached. I can't.
Well, you've obviously thought it over.
Ah, yes, I have.
What does your wife say?
Mr. Marker, Jenny is my wife.
Oh, Portuguese escudos.
Yes, we met on a cruise ship to Madeira. She was working in the shop.
Ah,
I had these made up for her.
and you got married soon after you came back, did you?
That's it, the whirlwind shipboard romance, straight out of the travel brochure.
Has she ever run away before?
Wives don't run away. They just leave.
Well, has she ever left before?
Yes,
Often?
yes. Often.
When was the first time? If you can remember.
Oh, yes. One doesn't forget things like that. It was after we'd been married about a year. Little less. A lot less. She'd been gone about 2 or 3 days when I got a call from the Bristol CID. She'd been picked up at some all-night party. Drugs raid. She just happened to be there.
She ever talk about suicide before?
No.
Is there anyone she confided in, apart from yourself?
Not that I know of.
Her mother?
Died last year.
Was that a great loss for her?
No, no, no. Well, no, I don't know. I'm not sure.
But what about her father?
Well, he's dead, too. She never mentions him, but I think she thought a great deal of him.
And no brothers or sisters?
No. She was the only one.
Do you know many people here in London?
Not that I know of.
Oh, I see your wife's single name was Robbins.
That's right.
Sarah Graham, do you know her?
Sarah Graham. No, never heard of her.
Peter Harris?
No.
Patricia Jenkins?
No.
Mary Leslie?
Ah, maybe. Oh, that's vaguely familiar. I don't pry, Mr. Marker.
What made you, Why did you marry her, Mr. Wellard?
Because I needed her. Because I think she needed me.
And now you think she doesn't?
I'd be a fool not to think that. Not that I don't love her anymore. I mean, there are still times when it's absolutely perfect. You know?
St. Agnes, is that where you were married?
No. We were married in the local parish church. My family have been married and buried there for generations.
Where does she go? Have you any idea when she goes away?
Well, if she tells me, that's fine. If she doesn't, I don't ask.
Well, if you did, would she tell you?
She'd make it clear that the questions weren't welcome. She gets moods, you see. I can spot them coming on. She gets restless, impatient, you know. I can tell by little things like, well, the way she reads a newspaper. As if they don't print what she wants to read.
Huh?
All sorts of signs that are familiar to me that she's probably quite unaware of, like, oh, you know, little things. Well, the way she washes up. She doesn't care if she breaks plates. The way she throws down Barnwell saucer of meat.
Who's Barnwell?
Her cat. She loves him, but there are times when she's quite brutal with him. And then, after she's gone, it's awful. You know, quiet.
Well, there are one or two London addresses in here. May as well start with them. We might find out why your wife came to London. Yes, may I speak to Miss Patricia Jenkins, please? Oh, I see. Oh, are you? Oh, well, then perhaps you can help me, Mrs. Jenkins. We don't seem to have had any tax returns from your daughter for past couple of years. I'm sure there's quite some simple explanation. I thought it might be something like that. I wonder if you'd mind giving me her new address just for our records? Yes. Thank you very much. Sorry to have bothered you. Goodbye. Jenkins and Russell are the same person. She's married.
Is that how it's done?
How was it done?
How you get your information?
Can you think of a better way?
I think I'm more at home with my pigs. Oh, I mean...
I'll see you later. Back here. Mrs. Patricia Russell.
That's right.
Could I have a word with you for a few minutes?
What are you selling?
I'm not selling anything.
What do you want?
Just a couple of minutes of your time. Well, of course, I suppose we could talk out here, if you don't mind.
Come in. I'm very busy, so if we can make this as brief as possible.
Yes, of course. Jenny Robbins, that was. Do you know her?
Yes.
Have you been in touch with her recently?
No.
How long is it?
Look, what is all this?
How long is it?
I heard from her just before Christmas. What is all this about?
I wonder if you'd mind telling me when you first met her.
I'm not going to pay, you know.
I beg your pardon?
No money.
No?
Not now, nor any other time.
Oh, I see.
If you got £150, you'd want another, then another.
Ah, blackmail.
Well, you should know. But this is 1973. We're not in the Dark Ages now.
Yes, well, some things don't change all that quickly.
Look, let's get this straight. I am not paying. And if you don't get out right now, I shall call the police. Inquiry agent?
Jenny Willard tried to gas herself yesterday morning.
Oh, no.
They took her to hospital. They think she's going to be all right. I'm working for her husband.
Oh, my God. Did she get a note like mine?
It's possible. May I see your note, please? Thank you. You got the envelope?
Threw it away.
Can you remember the postmark?
We couldn't make it out.
I see. Is this the only one of these you had?
Yes.
When did it come?
Monday. Why wait over 5 years?
No idea. Do you mind if I hang on to this for a bit?
With pleasure.
Mrs. Russell, why are you being blackmailed?
If I tell you, will it help?
I don't know, it might.
Jenny, 2 other girls and myself spent the summer of '67 together in a nursing home.
Sarah Graham and Mary...
Mary Leslie, that's right. Victims of jukebox romance. The sociologist's word for it, not mine.
Oh, thank you for being so honest.
I suppose Jenny hasn't told her husband.
That could very well be.
Silly if she hasn't. She's very proud of him.
Is she?
Her letters are full of him. He's a gentleman farmer down in Wiltshire somewhere.
That's right, yes.
Pretty dishy, according to her.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. This nursing home, what was the name of it?
St Agnes House, it's up in Highgate.
St Agnes. I assumed that was a church.
Miss Barnwell was the superintendent.
Barnwell. You said the summer of 1967, not just 2 nights.
2 nights?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. No, Mr. Marker, legal abortions weren't so easy to come by in '67. First, you had to find your doctor. No, we 4 had ours the old-fashioned way.
What happened to the children?
Adopted?
All 4 of them?
Yes.
Look, if you hear anything further about how to hand over the money, anything like that, will you get in touch with me, that number?
Do you think you'll catch him?
Well, it won't be for want of trying. Come in.
How did it go?
All right, some progress. How is she?
Well, she was asleep, but she looks a lot better.
Kira, I'd like to go and see her if that's all right.
Why not? Here. Help me crack this.
With pleasure.
I think we've earned it.
Let's have it anyway. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mr. Willard, I have something to say that may shock you. St. Agnes isn't a church. It's a nursing home.
Oh, you mean the baby she had?
Oh, you know about that?
Yes, her mother told me.
Ah, well, the girl I've been to see, Patricia Russell, was in the same nursing home at the same time. She got this through the post on Monday.
My God. There are some bastards about.
Yeah. Now, if your wife got a similar note...
That would explain everything.
Well, it would start you, yes.
You're right. So what's the next step, Mr. Marker?
For me to talk to your wife, I think.
And then?
And then get in touch with the other girls, Sarah Graham, Mary Leslie.
I want you to find out who wrote that.
Oh, is Mrs. Barnes about?
She popped out for a couple of minutes. Is this your real address?
I shouldn't admit.
Just asking, that's all.
When can I leave?
Oh, sorry. Should have told you yesterday. You're free to go anytime.
Thank you.
Nice little setup, have you, down there in Windsor?
Eton, actually. Yeah, I manage.
Buddy with one of the CID men. Top Jack named Furbank.
Been checking on me, have you?
Oh, just a couple of calls, that's all.
Crime figures soaring all over the metropolis, including your little patch, and you can afford the time to chat up your mates on a Thames Valley constabulary. Fantastic.
Working for Mr. Wellard now, I hear.
That's right. Any objections?
No skin off my nose. Every time you queue for a bus, you pick up 2 new clients, don't you? What the hell can you do for him, shoving your oar in? Why can't you leave them alone? Let them try to work it out. God, it's difficult enough without you leeching onto them.
What would you say if I were to tell you that Mrs. Willard is being... No, it doesn't matter.
Is being what?
No, forget it.
Oh, guessing games, eh? Go on, clear off. It's time you were clocking up your expenses.
Nice working with you, Sergeant.
Hello.
Mrs. Willard, my name's Marker. I'm working for your husband. You sent your transistor in.
Thanks.
I'd like to have a few words with you, if I may.
What about?
Well, one or two things, actually. We could start with Barnwell.
How is he? Is he missing me?
No, not him. Her. The matron of St. Agnes's Nursing Home, Highgate.
How do you know about her?
I'm an inquiry agent.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've been to see Patricia Russell.
Oh, yeah?
And she told me
Told you what?
that she's being blackmailed.
I see.
Where is it? Your letter?
What letter?
Blackmail letter. You did get one, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Where is it?
I burned it.
What did it say?
£50, cooperate or else.
Anything like this?
Yeah.
Is that why you came to London? To see Patricia Russell?
Yes.
But you didn't, did you?
I went round there the other night to see if she got one too. I was going to talk to her about it, but I didn't.
Why not?
When I got there, it all seemed so silly. House, husband, baby. I just couldn't. You probably wouldn't understand.
So you went back to the hotel and put all those shillings in the gas meter? Oh, she talked it over with her husband, why didn't you?
I can't talk to him.
He knows about the baby.
No, he doesn't.
Your mother told him.
My mother?
So he said.
What the hell should she do that for?
She must have known you wouldn't, I suppose.
He's never mentioned it.
Perhaps if you stuck around a bit more. He thinks you tried to kill yourself.
I did.
Now, you're a survivor, Mrs. Willard. You're not going to go under.
So what the hell was I trying to do?
You were in a spot. You did what you always do. You ran away. The gas fire was to bring your husband running after you, 'cause he'd better.
That's all you know.
Look, I know it seems unfair. You make one mistake and you go on paying for it, but running away doesn't change anything. The problem doesn't just disappear. It's not as bad as you think.
I don't know how you'd know.
Blackmailers can't operate unless their victims have got a skeleton in the cupboard. Well, you haven't anymore. You never did have, but you didn't know it. You leave the blackmailer to me, eh? And I'll leave your husband to you.
He'll have me back, won't he?
Why wouldn't he?
Thanks. You're nice.
Save it for your husband, eh?
What does this mean, Mr. Marker?
But what it says, I'm afraid, somebody's trying to blackmail some of the girls who have been through your home.
Why wait so long? It must be 2 or 3 years since Pat was with us.
Oh, over 5.
As long as that. Makes even less sense. Most of the girls will be settled and married by now. The time to strike was before then, surely.
Not necessarily.
But isn't this a case for the police?
But time enough when it has to be. I imagine you don't want the police tramping around here.
Young girls today are surprisingly resilient, Mr. Marker.
You know, I'm beginning to find that out.
We had a police inspector's daughter with us last year. Oh, we get them all, you know, from illiterates to graduates. The night his daughter had her baby, he visited her. I asked if he'd like to see it, his own grandchild after all. Know what he said?
No.
Would you want me to look at her appendix? You should have heard him. She wanted to keep it, he wanted it adopted. It was either she came home alone or she didn't come home at all.
Good old Dad.
Well, there was no question for her. She just didn't go back. Doing fine now. Made a home with a well-off family with young children of their own. As I say, they're very, very resourceful.
Yeah, mind you, it's just a bit easier nowadays, isn't it?
Well, how can I help you?
The blackmailer, or blackmailers, have to have access to certain information. Could it be from here?
No, certainly not.
Former employee of the Grudge?
Grudge going back 5 years.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Do you ever sack anybody? Anybody ever left under peculiar circumstances?
Oh, no, not here. If you work here, it's because you want to help.
Where do you keep your records?
In that filing cabinet. It's always locked, and the keys are always here.
Miss Barnwell, I'm willing to bet that your records of the summer of 1967 either aren't there or aren't complete.
Put your money in the box, Mr. Marker.
Huh.
July, December, 69, 68, 67.
Could you check 1 or 2 names for me?
Oh, certainly.
Patricia Jenkins,
Yes?
Jenny Robbins,
Yes?
Sarah Graham.
Yes. Are you reassured?
Looks as if I'll have to be, doesn't it? And that is Miss Sarah Graham, is it? Miss Graham, I wonder if I could have a word with you in person sometime soon? No, you don't know my name. It wouldn't help anyway. Yes, it's about St. Agnes's house and the summer of 1967. No, tonight will be fine. Thank you. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
What about the magazines and the flowers and all the rest of the stuff?
I said the nurse could have them.
That was very thoughtful.
About the psychiatrist. I don't have to see one, do I?
You don't want to?
No.
We'll talk about that when we get home. Now, anything else? Are you feeling all right? We'll soon get some color back into your cheeks. Come on, love. We'll be home for tea.
Well, I'm off then.
Oh, your calls were 22p, by the way.
Huh, yeah. Got that. 22.
Thanks. Oh, are you going over there now?
Yes.
Oh, well then maybe we'll meet again sometime, Frank.
Oh, I should think that's quite on the cards. Every time I wake up at Paddington.
Take care.
Bye then. Thanks for everything. Oh, hello, yes. My name's Mark.
I'm on the first floor. Come up.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Sarah Graham.
Come inside. Good evening.
Good evening.
Can I take your coat?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Sit down, please.
Are you a friend of Miss Graham's relative or something?
Brother-in-law.
And this gentleman?
Dr. Burton, Sarah's fiancé.
I see.
We meet under distasteful circumstances. Don't we, Mr. Marker?
Do we?
Not that Marker's your real name, of course.
Why shouldn't it be?
Can you think of any more distasteful crime than blackmail? I rate it on a par with drug pushing, pimping, and poncing.
Don't we all?
This conversation is being taped. And if by the end of it you haven't satisfactorily explained why you're here, I shall refer you first to Dr. Burton, then to the police. Frank Marker, private inquiries.
I'm working for the husband of a friend of your sister-in-law. A girl who was in St. Agnes's nursing home with her.
What kind of work?
What it says on the card.
This isn't quite enough, my friend.
Well, I'm sorry, but I came here to talk to Miss Graham, not to explain myself to you.
Oh, really? Then let me explain something to you.
Roy. Mr. Marker, I think it would be in all our interests if you told us exactly why you came here.
My client's wife has had a blackmailing letter. Judging by the attitude of you two gentlemen, I should imagine Miss Graham has had one too.
What a smooth-talking bastard he is.
Please,
Can
Roy.
he forget his scrum half just for a minute?
Just go on.
My client's wife tried to gas herself. I'd been hired to find out why.
Any reason why I should believe all this?
Yes, because it's true.
Can you give me the other girl's name?
Jenny Wellard.
Sarah,
Good evening.
do you know anybody named Jenny Wellard?
The Jenny Robbins that was.
Yes.
Go on.
Well, you can get in touch with the hospital where they took her, the hotel where she did it, the farm where she lived. She should be back there by now.
She does live on a farm.
That's right, in Wiltshire. Was your letter anything like that?
Yes.
That's a letter I got from Patricia Russell. Patricia Jenkins, do you?
No? Well, what do you think, Roy?
Oh, look, would I go around with a collected edition of my own blackmail letters?
Do you have a high opinion of solicitors, Mr. Marker?
Not especially, no.
You should. If it hadn't been for me, you've no idea what you'd have walked into.
Dr. Burton, for a start.
The other four were even bigger. That's all right.
Thank you.
Now, who else has had letters?
Well, apart from Miss Graham here, there's Patricia Russell and Jenny Wellard and one other girl I hope to check on tomorrow.
Mary?
Mary Leslie.
There's no need. She's dead, killed in a car crash.
Ah. Well, just the three of you then, unless you can come up with any other names.
No, there were just the four of us together.
Seems a long time to wait, doesn't it? And it's over a week since that note came.
Maybe whoever it is likes to see the victim sweat a little.
And it's still a long time.
Maybe it'll fizzle out. Maybe we won't hear any more about it.
What do you think, Mr. Marker?
It's hard to say. You never tell with this kind of thing.
Makes you sick.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Look, Mr. Marker, I really must
Quite all right,
apologize.
Doctor, quite all right, I understand. This kind of thing brings out the worst in all of us.
Huh. How's it going?
Well, it isn't, I'm afraid.
No?
No, I've seen 2 of the 3 girls who were in the nursing home with your wife. The 4th's dead.
Dead?
In a car crash. They've both had identical letters. I've got them with me. I've been to the nursing home, nothing there. And nobody's heard anything more from whoever wrote the letters.
What do you suggest?
Well, I think I've done all I can.
Well, shall we leave it there then? Unless we hear again.
I'm afraid we shall have to. If anything further does happen, I really think it's a police job, you know.
Well, we'll talk about that when it happens. It's not that I'm scared. You see, Mr. Marker, I'm nearly 50. My wife is only 24. I'm a church deacon, councillor, Greens Committee, etc., etc. Villagers' tongues are very long. They get enough exercise as it is.
I know what you mean.
Well, I tell you what. You go on up to the house. Jenny's not in for the moment, but she should be back any second. The housekeeper will let you in. Wait for me in my den. There's a lovely 10-year-old malt you can run round your palate. I have to wait for the vet. He's only in the next field.
All right, thanks. I'll see you in a minute.
Be right with you.
Me again. Shut the door.
So, the big bad wolves come. In which Jenny's little secret is revealed.
Why? Why did you do it? That is no sort of answer.
It's a good enough one for you.
Look, if you don't come up with an explanation soon, and a pretty good one, I'm going to march round to your local
Don't
police station.
threaten me.
Why not?
You're wasting your breath.
Well, didn't worry you.
Not a bit.
No, but it might worry your husband. He might, God willing, he just might have the good sense to kick you out.
Don't bet on it. Anyway, I'd survive. You said it yourself. I've managed to survive in this jungle.
Jungle? What are you talking about? What jungle? The only jungle you know anything about is the one you've dreamed up inside your own head. Just phony as all the rest of your cheap theatricals. What a bitch. No, I mean it. What a spoiled, self-indulgent, heartless little bitch.
Where do you want me? Upstairs or down?
I offered you another shilling the other night. I wish you'd have taken it. Would have been the best value for money I've had for years.
You know something? I thought it was North Sea gas, non-toxic. I could have really killed myself.
What sort of idiotic caper did you think you were up to? Blackmailing your own friend for a lousy 50 quid? Why? I mean, what for?
I was bored.
Bored? What, did it fill up a wet morning? Was the rest of the world going to be turned upside down to provide you with a few kicks?
I don't have to answer to you. I don't have to answer to anybody. Don't be superior with me. What are you? Just a cheap money grubber sorting through other people's dirty laundry. Well, I don't give a damn for you or anybody else. Go and tell who you like. He's out there now with his prize pigs. Tell him. He'll listen. He's a great listener. He's not much of a doer, but he's a great listener. Tell him! Arthur. Look. Well, what do you think?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Try it on.
It's what I've always wanted. Even the color's right.
Of course. Look who chose it. You're going to drive me wild in this. Do you know that?
I hope so. But, Jenny, you must promise me that you'll never do anything like that again.
Oh, that.
No. You promise.
Of course. I promise.